What are your thoughts on Project Shield?
I think it's a great device. We're really excited to be working with NVIDIA on it. You know, it's definitely showing the potential of the ever-growing mobile game space, right? You know, people are changing constantly how they play and consume games. So, you know, this is just to me another example of how people are wanting to consume the games that they play, right? Like, not just the ability to have the games that are native to Shield, right? But also the PC streaming is a very interesting aspect of the Shield device. I think it makes it a really, really compelling device.
How are you taking advantage of the Shield's controller?
You know, it's basically like a console controller, right? So HAWKEN was actually designed to play on a controller from the beginning. You know, before we had decided what we were going to do with HAWKEN, you know, and the plan became it's a PC free-to-play game. You know, there was the potential to put it on the console, you know, and go maybe the Xbox or the PS3 route. So it actually works with an Xbox. It actually already worked with an Xbox 360 controller. So really, the support was already there. So it was actually very easy for us because we'd already kind of done that legwork.
What has Tegra 4 opened up for bringing HAWKEN to mobile?
The Tegra 4 technology is kind of mind-blowing in a way, right? It just, I mean, I'm sure that everyone remembers back in the days when like the games on your mobile phone were like solitaire, right? And like very, very simple, you know, very simple games because the processing power of a phone was not very strong. You know, it wasn't really, you know, able to support a high-end game or tablet or anything, right? The tablets didn't even exist. And now you have like the Tegra 4 chip, which shows how powerful mobile technology has become. And I really honestly don't think that HAWKEN would be even possible without Tegra 4, right? It's a processor that's powerful enough to give a device the capability of running our game. So really, without Tegra 4, like HAWKEN wouldn't happen on a mobile device.
What are your thoughts on how fast the mobile gaming space is evolving?
Yeah, I guess I mean, again, it just goes back to really just this ever-changing ecosphere of the game industry, right? You know, it's so funny, like for the longest time, people had separated camps between like, first it was just people that played games, right? Then it was gamers. Then it was like, oh, now there's hardcore gamers, now there's casual gamers. And now like it just continues to evolve as more and more people have access to games. Like you can get games on your phone, you can get games on your iPad, you can get games on anything, right? And so that term of gamer is starting to go away, and now it's more becoming like, what kind of games do you play? And so I think it really just, I think the mobile space is, its rapid growth is just kind of a reflection of, first, how much games are penetrating the market outside of the typical market that we knew before, and second, just, you know, a response to technology. As technology increases and goes fast and gets faster, more compact, you know, like we're able to get away from our PCs, get away from our Xbox consoles or our PS3s, you know, and play these awesome game experiences on things as small as a tablet or a phone.
And how have you worked with NVIDIA on the Shield?
They've been a great partner. They've worked with us directly to help us with integration, you know, giving us resources to help understand their technology, get our game optimized so it works, you know, works awesome on the Shield device. You know, it's a lot of work, but they have really helped us a lot to really make HAWKEN you know, look good on Shield. Obviously, there's still a lot of work to be done, and you know, we're still a ways away from being where we want to be. But yeah, it's great.
What excites you about the mobile gaming space today?
The size. I think just the rapid growth, the change, all the new things that are happening there. You know, it's still kind of a wild west, right? You know, you can do whatever you want there. There's not that kind of overbearing need to go after hits-driven business like in the console space, right? All the big publishers are very wary in the console space because it's hard to succeed there outside of outside of like really big hits, they've kind of like backed into a corner there. Really, you know, you don't really see like these crazy, interesting breakout titles on consoles, but in the mobile space, you see that stuff because you have all these indie game studios coming in and creating these interesting experiences because they don't have anything to lose, right? You know, they just want to make great games, and to me, that's one of the best aspects of the mobile space is just being able to see these new awesome experiences, these very creative games, very whether it's artful or just very interesting from a technical aspect, or just like really awesome new game design ideas. I love seeing the growth and the new, really.